Hey everybody, who is in charge of who gets to call themselves a Christian?
All right, let's see it.
The answer is nobody.
Notice what just happened? He answered a different question. Nobody's talking about policing Christians. We're talking about what the word means.
Theoretically, Jesus would be able to make that determination, but we can't seem to get a hold of him.
This is where it gets interesting. Because if Jesus did define what following him meant, this entire argument falls apart. Guess what? The New Testament is literally full of Jesus doing just that.
And there are a lot of people who claim to speak on behalf of Jesus, and of course, there's no way to verify or validate any of those claims.
Except for the inconvenient part where we have first century documentation of Jesus' own disciples and earliest followers telling us what he taught, what he meant, and what it means to be faithful to him. You don't have to like the answer, but to say we don't have a way to verify it just ignores history.
People pretend they get to declare who is and isn't a Christian because they're trying to speak on behalf of their own group. My group doesn't like your group.
That's a clever framing, but it's also a false one. There's a difference between tribal gatekeeping and saying words mean things. If someone says, I follow Jesus, it's not unreasonable to ask, which Jesus? Or according to what teaching?
So when people say that Jehovah's Witnesses or Mormons or anybody who sincerely identifies as a Christian isn't a real Christian, really all they're saying is that's a Christian I don't like.
No, sometimes what they're saying is a different view of Jesus' nature, different view on the Trinity, different view on salvation. That's not personal dislike, that's theological definition.
Self-identification is the primary means of determining group identity.
You know, that might work for book clubs, but it doesn't work for truth claims. If I self identify as a vegan, but I eat steak every night, the label stops meaning anything. Beliefs define Christianity, not vibes.
No one is in charge of who gets to be a Christian.
And Christians agree with half of that. No human is in charge, but Jesus is. Christianity isn't defined by who claims the name, it's defined by who follows the teaching. If words don't have boundaries, they don't have meaning. And that's not gatekeeping, that's honesty.